Let's have a look at the game that's happening tomorrow and see what the significance would be to this points table, to the league stage. Well, it is for one team. It is for Bangalore for sure. Bangalore's wanting to make a go for those top two spots. For Hyderabad, well, this party finished a long time ago.
Bangalore have two games to play. They win that next one. They're on 18.
Yeah.
Now, even if Chennai win their game, I think that they're guaranteed 1 and 2, again, because of net run rate. So even if Bangalore win both their games, it doesn't matter, because if Chennai win their next game, they're guaranteed 1 and 2.
True.
It's only if they lose the last one.
Yeah.
Chennai.
Who's Chennai playing last? Who's their game? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the schedule. Chennai playing Punjab.
Chennai playing Punjab, yes. That's not fair. Your producer sitting under the table, he told you.
Yeah, no, I got the Crickbuzz app open here today. I got it on my tablet. I won't say which one because no free publicity. But we got Chennai playing Punjab in the last game. And for Bangalore to get to 20 points, they've got to beat Hyderabad tomorrow and Delhi in the last game. So that's interesting. What do you call it?
It doesn't matter. If Chennai win, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
But gut feel, who's it going to be? So one spot's Delhi, the top two, the other spot, Chennai or Bangalore. Come on.
I don't see Chennai losing. Yeah.
Chennai? Both. All right, excellent. Well, let's talk about the Bangalore team for tomorrow. Any changes you see happening? These guys seem to be on a roll. They seem to be going all right. Lisa, do you see any changes? Because they've done a few and they've experimented.
Yeah.
And they come here.
I mean, the one that hasn't fired and they've tried to get him going is Dan Christian. I mean, his experience of winning T20 titles around the world is phenomenal. They tried to bat him at 3 the last game. What did he get, a golden duck? It just hasn't worked. So, just trying to think. Yeah, maybe.
Or Kyle Jamieson.
Maybe Kyle.
You go quick.
Where are they playing again?
Abu Dhabi.
They're playing in Abu Dhabi.
I don't know. That's your home ground, Harsha. What do you think?
No, they could, because they've got George Garton back into the side. And
Who's
Garton
good,
can bat a little bit too. Shahbaz can bat a little bit too. And of course, Jamieson, if he's coming in at 8, is a perfectly capable number 8 batsman.
Oh, yeah.
So they might just want to see, okay, let's take a look at Jamieson before. Let's not make a Morris out of Jamieson. Let's try him out once more and see what happens. So it could be a possibility, but as Lisa said, Dan Christian has played in so many end of stage matches, big games, final games. Yeah. He's won so many across the world that they might just say, you know what, let's stay with him. We don't need 2 overs from him. Let's get these 2 overs out of Dan Christian somewhere, but he's explosive at the end.
Anyway, we've got a team up next, which would take 50-50. They would happily take 50-50 because it's really been traffic coming at them. This entire season. Yes. It's been one that they really want to forget. I just want to get your opinion, Lisa, about watching David Warner sitting there, not even in the dugout, waving a flag, and it's just, I don't know. There's just something about that just stinks.
Yeah, it's actually really heartbreaking when you think of the fact that David Warner has produced so much for that franchise. Has led them to so many finals, obviously a title victory 2016. I don't know what's gone on behind, but it has to be massive for them to be treating him like this, because it doesn't sit well with me, regardless of potentially what he's done. And I don't know what's going on. So, but I hate it. To be honest, I hate it.
Harsha, we've seen enough senior players. We've seen enough senior players dropped. They're sitting in the dugout. They're part of the setup. This almost seems like it's the family member that you're estranged from, who's just, you sit in the outside room, right? He's not even, you can tell that he's not even part of team meetings anymore. I think you've probably left the WhatsApp group as well.
Yeah.
No, it's like you invite that cousin who's really not part of the family, but there's a wedding in the family, so you've got to invite that person, and that person comes in, but is sitting all by himself on a chair somewhere, It's a bit like that. I agree completely with Lisa, because it has to be something that's happened off the field. Because if it is something that's happened on the field, he's far, far too good. In my book, the finest opening batsman that's played this tournament. In the history of the tournament, the finest opening batsman, year upon year, 700, 800, 600 runs. you give that a player of that quality a chance to come back and win you a game. If you're not doing that, then we don't know what's happened. Because Trevor Bayliss is a very good coach. Tom Moody's done fantastic for that franchise over the years. They're not idiots. They're not going to say no, you go away. I mean, if we can see it, they see it even better. So there must have something something has happened. We don't know what that is. But you don't, a player like David Warner, you just pick him back. So unless he has become, what do the English call? Unselectable?
Unselectable. We've heard that from England, yes.
Yeah.
Unselectable.
With something like that.
Yeah.
But what does it mean for Australia? I mean, can you imagine Australia's number one opening batsman is going in without a hit in the tournament?
Yeah, not the ideal preparation, is it? So
I'm surprised.
Those practice matches are going to be crucial.
Yeah. I'm surprised that, I don't know if the rest of the Australia squad is already in you. I'm guessing they'd be around there now with all the quarantine.
I think they leave tomorrow, actually.
I'd be really surprised. What is it? They have one game left, right? Yeah. They have one game left.
Two.
Yeah, after tomorrow, they have one game left on the 8th.
Yeah, correct. Against Mumbai.
So they have one game left on the 8th. I'm wagering that you're not going to see him on the sidelines and that. You're not going to see him in the stands there. He's going to join the Aussie squad, I think, from the moment they land. And I think that would only be right for a player.
But they'll be in quarantine, Gaurav, for 6 days. So he won't be around them. You know what I would like? Almost, I get a sense that they're not going to keep him for next IPL. So let him play the last game. And because how many Hyderabad fans have they lost because of how they've treated him? I don't know. I actually don't know the answer. Yeah. So I think...
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A farewell.
Sound a little note of caution. I think we need to be... This is all conjecture from our side. We're looking at it from the outside. We don't know what's the situation on the inside. Because as I said, these are two very good coaches. If they're not picking him, there must be a very strong reason for not picking David Warner. So we don't know what has happened. But I would very much like, because he has been the talisman for that franchise. They call him, they've given him nicknames, he's made friends over there, he grooves to Telugu music. That's not connected with Warner the batsman, but it just shows how much they've accepted Warner the person. He said that soon after the sandpaper gate and all that, and he said, I found another home in Hyderabad and I'm grateful to them. They allowed me to come back in, find my feet. So everything right. So I don't know what's happened, but it'll be nice. If they're not going to retain him, say, here's Warner saying thank you to the franchise because he's been outstanding for them.
Yeah, he really has been. So Harsha's right. We don't know what has happened, but from whatever we see, it just seems a little odd and just doesn't sit right. All right. Do you see any changes happening in the team? It seems like they've kind of found this balance of youth, but do you think there's any players there they'd like to try? They'd pretty much try everyone.
Who wants to have a go?
Yeah, who wants to have a go at this?
There's nothing to be gained by going back to Manish Pandey or Kedar Jadhav. There's nothing to be gained by going back to them. Because they're not going to retain Manish Pandey, they're not going to retain Kedar Jadhav. There's no point going back to one of those. So they might as well say, okay, Siddharth Kaul's looking good. I really do want them to play Umran Malik.